When I was 14, I would look upon beautiful girls on movie screens and think about how I would do anything to be like them. I acted like them, I romanticised about any situation that came about with guys. I daydreamed about how their lives were so much better than mine, and that movie characters could just get up and do whatever they wanted and have everybody like them. Not to mention how I wanted to be seen like them. Beautiful, funny, important. Until I realised that their beauty was a mere distraction, disguising the absence of personality. Sure, they're great to gaze upon, but they're no more valuable than a sandy flip-flop. That's all well and good, but what uses it without the other? I'm talking about characters like Bella from Twilight, Sandy from Grease, Jenny from Forrest Gump, and yes, even Margot from Paper Towns. Am I saying that all these characters have no personality at all? No, Schreier thinks Sandy's amazing and she owns those hair ribbons like nobody else. You go, Sandra.
You're making fun of me, Riz?
I'm talking about how girls look at these characters when it comes to making somebody like them. Bella's a drip. All she does is sigh and stare at Edward longingly. Longingly? How do you say longingly? Longingly? Sandy changes everything about her look just to get Danny to like her. Jenny uses Forrest throughout the whole movie as what I feel is a last resort because she doesn't have anybody else. And Margot, I'm just going to let Patrick talk about her one day because his rotten hair is a real treat. These and many other characters like them are not the people we should be looking at when it comes to role models. There are others in cinema that show there is more to a person than meets the eye. Those that prove that it's cool to be different. And the ultimate female role model in my eyes is Beatrix. I chose to look at Jenny specifically because I feel she causes more damage than good. Played by my girl Robin Wright. You're not recording, are you?
I am.
Oh, what? Shit. She starts out as an innocent little girl who is the first person to be friendly to Forrest. It's very obvious from the get-go that she's the most important person to him. She's there when the bullies chase him, and he's there when she's abused at home. When she first leaves home, Forrest does his best to distract himself and joins the army, which resulted in him getting a Medal of Honor. When he stumbles upon a rally across from the Washington Monument, she screams out and literally sprints across the lake to him, and the two embrace. Which is a lovely moment, met with disappointment in the next scene when she says that she's not going home with him, that she's going somewhere else. This literally happens 3 or 4 times in the movie. So throughout, she pushes and pulls at Forrest. When she's lonely and needs somebody, she thinks, sure, he's alright I suppose. So bad! But when she's not, she's like, no, you're my friend, like. I can't give out enough about this situation because when you live it, it's the worst feeling in the world. There was a guy who I knew who was exactly like Jenny, but we're just going to call him Johnny. Johnny and I were extremely close in secondary school and we talked all the time. I told him everything about myself. He was just my best friend and I really liked him and he knew I really liked him. We hung out all the time and it was really obvious that he only ever used me when he was bored and he kissed me. But there was always someone better and always someone in his sights other than me. Shit. Shit, Johnny. And at the time I thought it was the worst and I thought I was the most unattractive thing and I wondered what was wrong with me. But I still feel that people view Forrest and Jenny's relationship as romantic and that all these events in the film eventually lead to them being together when that's not it at all. Jenny dictates everything. When they get married and when they sleep together, it's all because she wants to, and that just don't sit right with me. Beatrix Kiddo, the bride. The first woman that caused the paradigm shift in my view of what a female could be. The ultimate in badassery. Uma Thurman is beautiful, but more than that, she embodied what I wanted to become. A really strong, empowering and independent woman. Her life goes to shit at the start of volume 1, yeah? It's volume 1, isn't it? Her life goes to shit at the start of volume 1. She loses everything in one day and is left in a coma for 4 years, and even in that coma, she was sexually violated. But as soon as she wakes up, she becomes determined and willing to get revenge on the Deadly Viper assassination squad. And she pushes herself forward.
Wiggle your big toe. Wiggle your big toe.
But how did Beatrix become a fearless assassin? She had to train. Upon arriving at the steps of Pai Mei's training temple, Bill informs her that her soon-to-be mentor hates Americans, detests blondes, and has nothing but contempt for women. There are teens that are nerdy, and there are teens that are not going to make you the most popular person in school. But if they're what you need to become the person you're supposed to be, then you can't let anyone stand in your way. Beatrix entered a man's world, surrounded by people who doubted her capabilities. And yet, through perseverance and fractured knuckles, she emerges the greatest warrior of all. A tale soaked in blood, the violence that the bride doles out in Kill Bill is purely a response to that which was committed against her. Beatrix has a goal, and she's like a hurricane on a rampage, unstoppable. And when she's kicked down, she gets back up, and when she's buried alive, she finds a way. Although she loved Bill at one stage in her life, and it's really easy to see this in her final showdown with him, she knew she had to get away when she fell pregnant on BB.
You're not a bad person. You're a terrific person. You're my favorite person.
It's probably not that simple to leave the person you love for a life that's completely different and fall in love with someone else. And the planet went in that time as well. And after the roaring rampage of revenge that she went on in Volume 1 and 2, she succeeded and was reunited with BB. And the final few moments of the movie are bittersweet as she cries on the bathroom floor, realising that it's all over. Overwhelmed by the mountain she has conquered, but also in mourning of the man she once loved. There's a message, albeit a small one, that I'm trying to get through in this video, I suppose, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's about not changing yourself. Sorry, my nose itchy. It's about not changing yourself just because you feel like no one else can see how amazing and interested you are. If you're interested in what you think are different things or even nerdy things, then I suppose that's the reason why we set up this channel. When I was in school, I felt like I was the only girl who was interested in movies and games. But it wasn't until a couple of years into college that I realised, with the help of Patrick, that it's okay to be into the things that you're into. It's cool to be different, and if you want to be a strong person too, you can. But sure, then again, what would I know? Do stuff. Oh! Oh! Patrick! Get it!
I think I karate chopped it.